Well, it's sometimes said that crime hurts all of society, but the legal definition of just who is a victim of crime may surprise you. It certainly surprised a Hamilton mother whose son was murdered 4 years ago. As Scott Urquhart tells us tonight, the Ontario Criminal Injuries Compensation Board doesn't think that Liz Hogue is a victim, and they've said it so in a formal letter.
This is a story about the injustice of the justice system and its treatment of grieving families.
But I don't want to see another mother sit in that hearing to only be denied and feel like I felt that day, defeated.
When her son Joey was stabbed and killed in 2007, Liz Hogue was told to apply to the Criminal Injuries Compensation Board as a victim of violent crime. 4 years later, she's given up. Why?
I didn't meet the criteria of a victim.
As hard as it may seem to believe, Liz received this official letter from the board stating that she had not proven her claim to be a victim of violent crime. And where did she have to prove that? In a formal hearing in front of two board members.
It's almost like being on trial yourself.
Oh, that's exactly how you feel. It's very intimidating when you walk into that hearing. It's very intimidating. You know, and they're kind of whispering when you give evidence, like they call it giving evidence. You actually have to swear on a Bible, or like you do in a courtroom.
And what kinds of questions did she have to answer?
Right away, when I went into the hearing and sat down, he said to me right away, the one board member, "Did you come up on the scene? Were you at the scene?"
Joe Wambach thinks that's just plain wrong. He too has been victimized by crime. His son was nearly beaten to death by two teenagers more than 10 years ago. Wambach gave up on his own claim, but he's been fighting the system ever since.
These are people that need help. These are people that need support of the people from this province and their government, and yet they're not getting it.
In 2007, Ombudsman Andre Marin issued a scathing report on the system, calling it Ontario's dirty little secret. In 2008, a report by former Ontario Chief Justice Roy McGuinty called for a complete overhaul of the board and its rules. Premier Dalton McGuinty promised to deliver, but what happened?
It's worse now today than it was prior to the preparation and submission of the Roy McMurtry report.
And Liz Hogue says victims will not be silent anymore.
And I think, too, going to the media and speaking out to what happens to us as victims not getting compensated may bring their attention at Queen's Park. Well, we hope.
And she's hoping in this election year that voters will be paying attention, too. In Hamilton, Scott Urquhart, CHCH News.